When Love Finds You Unexpectedly, by Atlanna Healing. Love rarely arrives with a plan. It does not come with a map, a schedule, or an invitation. It slips in quietly, like a soft breeze, until suddenly it grows into a storm of feeling you cannot ignore. One ordinary day you look up and there it is. Not demanding, not asking, simply offering everything. You are not seeking, and yet some part of your soul recognizes home. It feels less like a choice and more like a truth you finally remembered. There is that moment, a glance, a breath, a pause in time when the world falls silent around you. It is not loud or dramatic, but steady and sure, humming beneath your ribs like an ancient yes. You may not know their past or your future together, but the space between you suddenly makes perfect sense. This chemistry is not fireworks. It is a sunrise. It does not explode. It unfolds. It dazzles not in spectacle, but in the quiet way conversations flow, in the silence that feels safe. It is as if your hearts have been rehearsing this dance for lifetimes, waiting for the music to begin. Fate writes in whispers. It scribbles their name beside yours in the margins of life-missed trains. Casual messages, small delays that turn ordinary minutes into sacred ones. At first you don't notice. Then suddenly, the story of your life is filled with their letters, as if it was always meant to read this way. You did not plan for this. Life simply leaned in and pressed your edges together until they no longer felt sharp. There was no chase, only the gentle collision of two souls tired of wandering. Some loves must be pursued. This one asked only to be received. You did not run after it. You opened your hands, and it filled them. You did not bargain. You simply breathed with another heartbeat beside yours. This love is raw, unpolished, real. You find yourself sharing stories you once vowed to bury, revealing scars you thought you had to hide. Instead of rejection, you are met with hands that hold your wounds and call them beautiful. You realize that love is work, but not labor that breaks you. It is the work of presence, the courage to stay when leaving would be easier, the choice to listen all the way through. It is building honesty into walls that become doors, and trust that grows like ivy over the days of your life. The best parts are the simplest ones. A text that warms your chest, laughter that finds you at midnight, a glance across the room that says everything without a sound. Little anchors, small as coins, heavy as promises. Of course, not every day will feel poetic. There will be days when moods create distance, when silence feels heavy, when clouds of misunderstanding gather. Yet even then, there is a thread that does not break, a line you both hold, pulling each other back into the light. You learn their rhythms, their pauses, their hopes and hidden fears. You see the version of them the world never does. They too see your wild, your fragile, your dreams. You become the keeper of their truth, as they become the guardian of your tender. This kind of love teaches you that strength is not in armor but in openness. Courage is not in fighting battles, but in speaking honestly. Safety is not a place, but a person. It is breathtaking because you never expected it. One moment you were walking your ordinary path, the next you were standing in sacred ground. You had no speech prepared for fate. You simply said hello, and life rearranged itself into yes. It is heartbreaking too, because deep love always breaks you open. Vulnerability aches, but that ache is proof of its truth. For in opening, you love more fully, live more deeply. Your dreams no longer look like castles in the distance. They look like morning coffee, laughter over nothing, a hand reaching for yours. Ordinary becomes holy when shared with the right soul. You learn forgiveness that heals instead of erases. You build shelter out of grace. You learn that forever is not one vow, but 1,000 small yeses repeated every day. And if one day your heart breaks, it will not shatter, it will expand. For love like this never leaves you untouched. Even endings cannot erase what was real. Tears only water the soil where strength will grow. This is how unexpected love writes its story. Unplanned, unpolished, yet eternal. It does not need permission to be real, or prediction to be trusted. It arrives. It teaches. It transforms. So let it find you. Let it stumble into your life mid-laugh, mid-errand, mid-heartbeat. Let your hands be empty enough to receive it. For the most beautiful love is not the one you planned. It is the one that feels like destiny disguised as surprise. It may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. It may not always be perfect, but it will always be true. And in the end, it will give you a story you never meant to write, but one your soul always longed to tell.